Hello Nyy'xai Planet Earth, this is Nyy'xai Coach. Last episode we talked about seeing yourself as a Nyy'xai being like a character from an RPG game. Another way of looking at yourself that can be very useful is to think yourself like a ship. And you can use either one, think yourself like a superhero character or a magical creature or a bio ship. Those are all very useful. Today, this episode is going to be talking about the human design for a Nyy'xai, and the ship metaphor might be particularly useful because of the technical heavy aspect of it. It seems to work good. But use whatever metaphor works best for you to learn the material and to see how magical and incredible you are. First thing is the concept of momentum and modulation. Momentum is the gaining of energy, modulation is a curbing of energy. Mojos all have 4 powers. 2 of the powers will give them momentum, and 2 of the powers will modulate, will reduce energy. And those are used to balance each other out. That is the basic binary flow that makes the ship do what it does. And this is based on being directive or adaptive, left brain or right brain. Directive mojos get momentum on the left and they modulate on the right. Adaptive mojos gain energy on the right and they modulate on the left. The Nyy'xai is an adaptive mojo because its top 2 powers, Ni and Xai, are adaptive. They are right brain powers. This means modulation for the Nyy'xai is going to be on the left side. It's going to be their Z and their Vi that modulates them. All mojos are either objective or subjective. That means that the powers in the front or the powers in the back are actually weighted more heavily. For the Nyy'xai, their objective powers are Ni and Z, and that is heavier, more weighted than that of their Xai and their Vi. So overall, they are adaptive. They're heavier weighted on the right with both right powers, but then a sub-layer of that is that they're more weighted towards the front. They are objective. All humans have their perception or information gathering power is going to be located in the perception corridor, and then the discernment or decision making powers is located in the discernment corridor. For the Nyy'xai, their first power is Ni. It is a perception power. It is a information gathering power, possibilities in this case. And since it's their first power, that means they are a lead perceiver. They're a lead perceiver because their first power is a perception power. Within this corridor, there are 2 channels. There is the interpretive channel, which is based on pattern-based information, and then there's the literal channel, which is detail-based information. The Nyy'xai with their Ni, that is an interpretive power. Ni, the possibility gathering, that is the gathering of a kind of pattern-based information, and therefore the Nyy'xai is an interpretive mojo. In the secondary corridor for the Nyy'xai, which is the discernment corridor, their top power there is Xai. And so within the discernment corridor, there are 2 channels. There is the values-based channel and the logic-based channel. The values-based channel is the one that is concerned with emotive and humanistic concerns and interests. And that is the kind of power that Xai is. Xai is a values-based power, a Zhez power. And therefore the Nyy'xai is a values-based mojo. Therefore, because the Nyy'xai have Ni and Xai as their top 2 powers in the way that relates to the rest of their psyche, this gives them energy fields that are adaptive, objective, lead perception, interpretive, and values-based. Another kind of math that is layered in with these other maths that all make this beautiful human design is the fact there are 4 considerations that you need to be able to address with just momentum powers, just your top 2 powers. And these are perception, gaining information, and discernment, making decisions, and then also subjectivity and objectivity, basically something oriented towards the self and something oriented outwards. As a Nyy'xai, your Ni takes care of 2 of those considerations. It takes care of the considerations of information, gathering information. It's an information gathering power, a perception power. It is also an objective power, a forward-oriented power. Next, the Xai takes care of the other 2 considerations, which are the making of decisions. Xai is a decision-making power, a values-based discernment, and it is also a subjective power. So subjectivity, that consideration is also taken care of. The Nyy'xai have 2 compound relationships. Those are based on the left and right. You have the Ni over Xai compound, and that's a unique kind of compound. We mentioned earlier in the powers of the Nyy'xai that the fact that it is a compound makes each of the individual powers within the compound unique to the Nyy'xai mojo. Over on their other side, actually like this, it's a modulation side for them, is the compound of Z with Vi, and that is a unique compound, unique to the Nyy'xai, both because of Z with Vi, and that compound, the Z-Vi compound, is underneath the main compound of Nyy'xai. So, unique and awesome. Next, we talked about the powers, the kind of character classes they would be in the last episode. Referring to up here, you got the Gatherer or rogue classes. Back here, you got the Tower or priestly cleric classes. Up here, the fighter or pilot, and back here, the hunter or wizard. Now we're going to put it more in technical terms that goes along with this ship metaphor we're going with. This priority here is the priority of stimulus register, going along with the character of being a gatherer. In technical terms, it is the gathering of information that's coming from the outer environment. And so we call that the stimulus register priority. So if you think of it like a ship, those are sort of like your immediate sensors, your ability to actually see out your front window, to see out your side windows, basically the actual visual recognition right out your windows or right on your console. That's actually going to be the stimulus register. For the Nyy'xai, you have Ni to address that priority. So possibility gathering is the main way you gather information from the outside world that your ship is flying through. The next priority is that of compass bearings, which is gaining equilibrium in the system when it is moved around either from new information or from impact. And when that happens, there is a need to gain sort of like equilibrium, like a suspension system. So you can think of this as the suspension system of the psyche. As in Nyy'xai, you actually have your second rank priority is the compass bearings, and use Zhai. It is a warm, resonating, values-based way of maintaining equilibrium, using those powers to talk about hope, empathy, internalizing, things like that. That's how the suspension system of the Nyy'xai ship works. Over here we have the pilot or fighter class. In technical terms, you can think of this as the dynamics mover. It's like the steering of the ship, so it's like the direct steering wheel action going on there. For the Nyy'xai, they use Z, so you actually use a logic-based power to do your external steering. Finally, back here, we have the priority that's based on the worldview map. You can think of this as sort of like the map in your car, the GPS system, your overall destination that you're going to, your itinerary, things like that. So you need to have that as well. And for the Nyy'xai, you use Vi, so it is a literal, fact, detail-based way of plotting your course through life with your ship. These priorities cannot be of the same rank, because if they did, there would actually be a logjam in the psyche. So the various character classes or various ship priorities, they need to actually be ranked. So as in Nyy'xai, your top priority is going to be the stimulus register using Ni. Your second priority for your ship is that of compass bearing, gain equilibrium, that's done with Zhai. Third priority in your ship is that of dynamics mover, steering, you use Z. And the fourth priority of your ship is that of worldview map, and for that you use Vi. So we'll close out by revisiting the four powers that you know already, but actually give them a little bit of tech specs. So Ni is an adaptive, objective, interpretive perception. It is the top ranked source power in the psyche for the Nyy'xai. It addresses the considerations of perception and objectivity, and addresses the priority of stimulus register. Ni is also major momentum for the Nyy'xai. It gives them the most energy. Zhai can be thought of in technical terms as adaptive, subjective, values-based discernment. For the Nyy'xai, it is second ranked. It is the tandem power. It is also the power that addresses the considerations of discernment and subjectivity, and addresses the priority of compass bearings. Zhai is also minor momentum, meaning it gives energy to the Nyy'xai when it's used. Not as much energy as Ni, but definitely a lot of energy, and it gives them the power to help them do all the rest of their stuff. Z can be thought of in technical terms as directive, objective, logic-based discernment. It addresses the ship priority for the Nyy'xai of dynamics mover, of the steering. And it is ranked third, is the offside power, and therefore it is minor modulation, meaning it costs a bit of energy to use it. Vi can be thought of technically as directive, subjective, literal perceptions. And these address the priority, the ship priority for the Nyy'xai of worldview map, and it is major modulation, which means it'll be energetically expensive to use it. So now you know a little bit about yourself as like a kind of alien, cool, magic creature RPG character, and also as a bioship of the most cutting edge technology that Natural Law has. So keep learning about yourself, keep watching these episodes, and as always, know yourself, grow yourself, save the world. And watching these episodes and learning everything in them is the way to do it.